Hi everybody, Craig here. Welcome to episode 8 of my 6-player free-for-all Age of Wonders 3 playthrough series. In this series, I'm playing against 5 Emperor AI that are each on their own separate team, and I'm playing as the Orc Warlord, Crognash the Brutal. In our last episode, we successfully captured one of the cities of the first opponent of our 5 that we've actually encountered, that being Shnaga the Rogue. And we actually were able to siege the city of Parab here, and we're in the process now of absorbing it. We killed off 2 of Shnaga's heroes as well in that battle, so we did quite well. And we're now in the process of kind of trying to figure out where the rest of Shnaga's domain is, and in particular where her throne city is. So we're going to have to figure that out this episode. And we also have kind of just continued to expand the rest of our empire here. We've got some scouts out exploring, and we've got a stack over here that's kind of leading the way out to the west here, as we've kind of maxed out the east. As you can see, we're right on the edge of the map. Now, before we dive into this episode, I did just want to give a couple of quick shout-outs to a few individuals who left some excellent comments on the last episode. The first of those is from Casper Eklund, and Casper points out that in the last episode, this goblin half-breed was attacked by Shnaga, and Shnaga had a couple of units that had mind control. I believe they were the succubus units. And when I was attacked here, I just had this unit kind of functioning as a scout, and I just did an auto combat, lost the battle, of course, and this unit was actually captured due to the mind control effect, the seduce effect from those succubus. Now, what Casper mentioned is that when I'm in a situation like that, what I could do is, instead of auto combat, I could have done the battle manually and then used the little surrender option, which is in the corner down here. When you're in a battle, there's a little red flag you can click, and it will basically just kill all my units and I'll lose the battle. But in a situation like this, that would have probably been preferable, as it would have prevented this unit from being captured or providing extra experience for my opponent. So when I'm faced with a situation like that, in particular when there is an issue of mind control happening and I could actually strengthen their forces by donating units, it's actually a better idea in many ways to just surrender the battle. So that's a brilliant suggestion from Casper, and something to keep in mind going forward. Fortunately, in this case, the stakes were relatively low, as it's just a little tier 1 scout unit. Casper also mentioned that I had said in the last episode that I'm probably going to cancel the quest that I have, or not. I'm not going to fulfill the quest that I have for these giants. So we'll just take a quick look here. And I was originally going to do this quest. It would be a nice reward getting 2 ogres, but I'm not going to be heading up there with any stacks of sufficient strength to be able to make this worth it in the 6 turns here. So what Casper pointed out is that I can actually abort the quest, and I shouldn't take any kind of penalty to my relationship with the giants. So I'm going to do that right now. There we go. So we canceled the quest, we aborted it, and I don't think we actually lost any relationship with them. Let's take a look. Okay, we did. So I guess when you abort the quest, you do still take a penalty. Well, in any case, that was good to find out. But I'm going to be declaring war on them, I think, here shortly, and we'll get to that in a minute. In any case, big thank you to Casper for those suggestions. And again, it's not going to matter that I've got that negative relationship with the giants, since I've got another plan for them. The next set of comments comes from Can Deniz, and Can pointed out, just like Casper did, that in this battle with this little scout, I could have surrendered to prevent this unit being captured. And that's a great suggestion there from Can. Another thing that Can points out is that I'm going to need to acquire some additional scouts to really do some exploring to find, where is Shnaga and the rest of her cities and units, but also to find some additional independent cities such that I can then declare war on them and get some extra evil points. And that's a great suggestion. Can also, on that note, sort of points out that, and this is what I'm going to do here, these giants, I'm probably not going to be working with them now. I'm not going to be trying to make peace with them anymore. So I'm going to actually just declare war on them. Now, that'll make the giants a little bit less happy with me, but that's probably not going to be a major issue, and I'm going to get some evil points. So we're going to prepare to be destroyed. We've declared war, and we've gained some extra evil points for doing that. So very, very happy with that choice, and a great suggestion there from Can. The last thing that Can mentioned is that since Shnaga is a goblin, there's a decent chance that she actually started off her throne city as underground. So I'm going to have to keep that in mind when I'm progressing here. All right, let's dive into this episode. And once again, a big thank you to Casper Eklund and to Can Dennis for those excellent suggestions. Okay, now we're in the middle of absorbing this city, so we're going to have to leave somebody to guard it. Right now we've got this big beetle here to kind of act as a guard for now, but we obviously want a lower tier unit because we don't want our most expensive units guarding cities. That's not really the best use of them. So now let's figure out what else we have left to do. So we got to do some production here. We've got Victor Hin, which is our draconian city in the Shadow Realm, and we would probably like to get this city eventually going such that it can contribute a little more to my empire here. So the question is, what would be the best choice for this city? We've currently got 40 production income per turn. The city's going to grow in 8 turns. So, a siege workshop would be ideal. That would be really nice to have. So I think we're going to do that just to increase our production capabilities in that city. Lyrian here, we have to now decide as well. Kind of a similar setup. We've got 46 production income, which is a little bit of a shame because it would be ideal to have 50. We're going to grow in 3 turns. So why don't we do a shrine here? That's a little bit more efficient use of our production income. We've also got Toldran here. Now, maybe I should have saved the gold so I could build something here, actually. That might have been the smarter move. I just want to make sure that okay, so some of my other units can still move, though. So maybe we do a little bit of exploring. We realize that we're not quite powerful enough to take on this, probably this structure here, although I have to kind of think about it a little more. We could try this battle, but I suspect we're going to have some difficulty with these Phantasm Warriors, as we just do nothing but physical damage. We could check underground. I don't know if we ever did. Let's just double check. No, we didn't. So we could send this unit underground to go see what's under there. Now, is there anybody else we can still move? We have our Theocrat here. Yes, okay, so our Theocrat does still have some movement left. Although there doesn't really appear to be much in the vicinity that's going to give me... Maybe we could head up to this glass forge here, or glass furnace, I think that's called. Yeah, let's see, can we do that? We can. Oh yeah, we can probably handle this battle. We got a lot of fire damage coming our way, though, which is going to be a bit of an issue. Especially when you consider that of these units here, the Frost Elemental is weak to fire. As is the Blight Elemental, weak to fire. I believe the Air Elemental is also weak to fire, so this actually might not be the best battle now that I think about it, because we've got units that are all very weak to fire. So that's going to be a little bit of an issue for us. Let's at least head up there and see, though. Okay, so there's no hidden unit. That's good to know. And our Grunt... I mean, now the good news is, with True Gruck here, we've got a couple of spells that are abilities that are going to assist us. We've got Bestow Iron Heart to give some health and some extra defense and resistance. And then we've also got Touch of Faith to give extra resistance, which will help mitigate a little bit of that fire damage. Yeah, this is kind of a tough call. The Golem I'm not so scared of. It's mostly the Flamers and the Hatchlings. My units are a little bit worse for wear. I don't really want to risk them. One thing we could do is turn the Mystic into the Were-Panther and then send it in as a melee unit. That might not be the worst plan. Our Grunt is obviously pretty strong, but again, somewhat susceptible to attack from the fire damage there, as it's an orc with lower resistance. You know what? Let's be bold here. Let's do this one. We're going to risk it. We're going to try and play this one smart. So what I think I'm going to do, and of course I have to remember that I don't want to group my units up because we've got these fire bombs coming at us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use True Gruck and the Grunts. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to throw... Ooh, you know what? I shouldn't have done it this way. Well, that's okay. We'll just have to... I should have enchanted them back here so that True Gruck wasn't as close to them. I'm going to throw Touch of Faith on my Grunts. I'm going to send them up kind of first. Our Blight Elemental, we're going to kind of just group up, or we're going to just spread out kind of over here. Frost Elemental, sort of same deal. We're going to try to kind of split ourselves up a little bit. Actually, we might even move the Blight Elemental a little bit further over. Yeah, there we go. We can throw a weakened at least. Okay, and the Air Elemental we're probably going to keep back just because of the... do a little bit of damage here. We're going to keep the Air Elemental back just a touch because of the extra weakness. Air Elemental is actually, I think, the most weak to fire with 60%, so... let's see what happens here. I suspect we are going to take a hefty amount of damage. Yeah, there it is. And there, yeah, that's why I shouldn't have grouped them up the way I did. Okay, so our Blight Elemental's really in rough shape. So we gotta make sure that our Blight Elemental isn't killed. 24 health, so yeah, we're probably gonna have to kind of keep her back here rather than get in there. It's just not worth the risk, I don't think. Alright, so our Grunt can get in there and do some melee up here. That would probably be wise. It would also be good to take out these hatchlings, I think would be probably a smart move. So, maybe we bring the Air Elemental in just to do a little bit of damage. I suppose the other option, if we transform into the Were-Panther, we wouldn't really still be able to do much. This isn't going to do a ton of damage, but it might open up the kill with our Grunt, which would be ideal. Yeah, let's try that. Nice, and we got a good roll. Okay, that's going to open us up for the kill here. And we should be able to get it even if we don't use the War Cry. Maybe we will, though, just to ensure that we get the kill. Perfect, okay. Just covering our bases there. We don't want to leave anything to chance if we can avoid it. Alright, so I think now what we'll do is we'll do a little bit of damage here to the hatchling. Again, I don't want to move too far in, but we'll do some big damage there. Very, very nice. And you know what? We can even come in here with our Air Elemental. Oh, I was going to say, I forgot the Air Elemental doesn't have a ranged attack. I was going to use an attack there, but of course we don't have one. That's alright. What we'll do instead is we'll move in and just kill off the hatchling. And now, the only one that does fire damage anymore is the Flamer. Okay, no worries. Alright, yeah, we tanked that damage actually quite well. So our Air Elemental can now maybe jump in and do some work. Our Blight Elemental, I think we're just going to kind of send around the back here. We'll throw a Weakened on the Flamer. Like that, there we go. We can kill off the Golem here with some damage. Let's do that. Very nice. Our Mystic is now gold medal, by the way, which is great. Very nice. Alright, so now let's maybe drop a heal on somebody. Actually, we could just heal True Gruck. The only thing is, as a hero, fast healing applies, so I think we will instead heal up our... Let's heal our Frost Elemental. Our Grunts are going to get some health back thanks to Victory Rush, so we're going to heal our Frost Elemental instead. And... let's see, so we can get in behind with our Air Elemental like this, and just get the kill, no problem. Very nice. Okay, so that takes care of that, and we got some nice experience here with our units. We actually got another champion level. We're at champion level 2 with our Grunt. Our Mystic is now gold medal, and our Blight Elemental is now a bronze medal. Very nice. I think what we're going to do is we're going to jump back through the Shadow Gate. I was originally going to use this stack to go clear out this structure. I just don't think we're quite strong enough to do it, as that's full of elemental units. And I'm just not that confident in my ability to clear that out. Obviously, it's going to be an issue, as this city's probably going to come under attack. Ugh, maybe we should go back now that we're a little bit stronger. If we pop out of here, we're going to be down in this area. We could go clear out some of these structures around my cities. We could probably go grab this as well now. I think we're in better shape to be able to handle this battle. We can clear out this watchtower. We could probably clear out this flow rock quarry. I'll have to think about it. In any case, the nice thing is I've got another turn to kind of digest this and decide what to do. So we'll jump back up here. Now, what do I do with this stack? Do we just kind of go in and see if we can win this battle at any cost, or do we head underground? I mean, again, I would really like to get rid of this spawning structure. I think we're going to just try it. We'll probably lose some of our units. I mean, it's almost a guarantee. But let's see what we can... Let's see if we can... Oh, and it's actually telling us probable defeat. Wow. Again, because we only do physical damage, and these all do elemental damage of some variety. This is a tough call. This is a really tough call. I think we're going to do it, though. And we're probably going to lose some or most of our units. We may even end up losing the battle. I mean, that would be really, really unfortunate, but it is kind of the nature of the beast here. Alright, so... Let's see. Probably put our grunt up front with the shield. That might be nice. I think we'll do that. So grunt's going to hang out up front. Our greatsword as well. Our berserker can maybe kind of hang back a little bit, and our spearmen, same thing, since they have the throw javelin ability. Alright. Let's see what happens. Alright, so all in all, not terrible. We did take quite a bit of damage with our berserker. It looks like our berserker is probably not long for this world. Now, the only issue is these shock serpents can inflict shocked, and the mature shock serpent can inflict stunned, which is even more devastating. So, let's get in there and just kill off these shock serpents. Very nice. Not quite killed, but it's going to open us up for javelin finish. Very nice. Now, these air elementals are also going to be a bit of an issue for us. Alright, let's jump in here with our grunt, throw on the war cry, do some flanks. That unit's almost certainly going to die now. But we at least were able to kill off the mature shock serpent, which is a big help for us. I think we're going to throw our spearmen right up here like this. And just do some damage to the shock serpent here. I want to kind of keep my Black Knight from getting right up in there, as the Black Knight is going to be our unit that's probably going to have a decent chance of living through this battle. That being said, maybe I should move in and just kill off the shock serpent. That's going to open the Black Knight up to a ton of flank attacks, but I suspect they're going to prioritize the grunt because the grunt is stunned. They're also going to probably try and kill off the berserker, so I think we'll be able to survive. So let's throw on the war cry and we'll just go right in. Just get the kill. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so there goes the berserker dead. Okay, now they're gonna... Yeah. Ooh, and we lost the Black Knight too. That's a bit of a shame, but it's kind of gonna be okay, I think, because we really needed to... We needed to take care of this for sure. I wasn't happy having this kind of there. The spawning structure, that is. So we'll put our grunt with the air elemental. Okay, so now we have to just kill off this pesky shock serpent. What we'll do is we'll charge around behind and do a melee attack here. Throw on the war cry just because. And now we can move in here and do some damage to the air elemental. We may end up losing one more unit here. Ouch. Okay, so our greatsword. Now we can kind of do a flank party here, where we'll flank once, flank again. Ooh, and I should have just hit them once, because now we lost another unit. And then we can flank them one more time, like this, and then get another one here. Well, again, not the cleanest battle, and I might have made a few mistakes there, but at least we got rid of the spawning structure, which was a huge risk for our cities in the south there. And we did get ourselves a brown leather scaled tunic. I'm going to take that reward. Now the question is, which hero do I want to send that to? Let's go back to look at our heroes. Crognash doesn't have any torso gear. Neither does Dominus. And I don't think our Warlord hero does either, Urkan. No, he doesn't. So really, I could send it to any of my heroes that are in the surface. I could also send it to my Theocrat hero, who I believe doesn't have... Yeah, so all 4 of my heroes are... Or, excuse me, all 3 of my heroes and my leader are all open for the item. Urkan, I've kind of built a little bit to be an upfront fighter, so that might actually be the best. Like, he has, like, martial arts and a few other... I think I gave him a little bit extra health and stuff when I leveled him up. So maybe we'll give it to Urkan, just to kind of really reinforce his fighting capability. Alright, so now with this stack, what do I do? Do I split them up and have them be different scouts, or do I try to form maybe another little fighting squadron? I think maybe what I'll do is I'll send one of these units off to be a scout. Oh, and look at this. We've got a little halfling city. I must admit, getting halflings on my side would be quite nice, because then I would have access to brew brothers with nourishing meal, which I do very much like. Especially if I'm eventually going to have maybe some undead units. That being said, I don't really want to make peace with them, I don't think. So let's do this. There we go. So we could just declare, we can decline this, and we can actually probably just declare war on them. Like, it'll make them a little bit less happy with me, but that's really not the end of the world. I think we're going to do that. Prepare to be destroyed. So we're now at 175. You know what? Now we'll actually group our units up. I was going to have them all kind of split off and be different scouting units, but I think we're going to just go for that little city there. I mean, heck, we could even have the halflings just really not be happy with us this playthrough. We could migrate it right over to orcs or something like that. In any case, I'm very happy to be almost at evil now. So that's really good. Now let's think about Toldran's production. Again, I've been kind of procrastinating this. I do want some extra gold here to be able to do either a hospital or a temple. So maybe we'll actually cancel the production for this city here. And we'll actually allow Toldran to produce a temple instead. Yeah, there we go. So now if we go back to Lyrian, we could still do a barracks in 2 turns, but I think we'll just do merchandise for the turn. There we go. So now that'll do it for our turn. Now let's see what Shnaga does with this little scout unit for starters here. And then the big question, what do I do next with my stack here? I'm going to use this little fairy to be a bit of a semi-expensive scout, as it is a tier 2 unit, but it can fly, which will kind of help me out. So I'm going to send this unit up to check out a little bit further north. I suspect, though, that there's probably a tunnel going underground, and that's where Shnaga came up from, but that remains to be seen. We'll have to, again, continue exploring. The fact that there's all these goblin cities over here makes me think that maybe Shnaga started up north. Or, excuse me, started on the surface, but there's no guarantee of that, so... Okay, there goes that little scout unit kind of running away. We could actually just use Dominus here to reclaim the scout, potentially. We could also go and clear out some of these other structures here, potentially. Okay, Shnaga has surrendered to me, but, as I said at the beginning of this playthrough series, I am not going to accept it. So I know you want to give up, Shnaga, but I'm going to decline that. That's going to be what's going to make this playthrough a little bit more difficult, is I'm not going to accept that. We're a little bit better here at governing goblins, and I'm going to take the economic upgrade here, which gives our outposts and villages an additional +5 population growth for every wetland hex in their domain. I'm going to take that. Now, that doesn't affect Parab because it's a city, and I don't think that affects Srok because it's also a city, but any little small goblin cities will be impacted by that. Little small goblin outposts and villages will be impacted. We did get a level up here with True Gruck. He's level 6. I think we're going to just save. We're going to save the upgrade points for level 7 when I believe he gets access to Convert. We actually have a quest available from the Dwelling of Ancina Rez. Let's see what the quest is. They want us to kill some fairies, and we can actually get them as a vassal if we complete the quest. I'm going to accept that and try to do that quest for them. And I'm going to use Urkan to do it. So we'll send Urkan down to take care of these pesky fairies, Buttercup fairies here. Although I suspect there may be some hiding in here that I can't see, but who knows? We'll have to get down there and find out. And look at this. We actually have an opportunity here to maybe just do this battle. Yeah, we can. So let's take care of this before we worry about anything else. So we can take out some of these halflings. And you know, if we're able to take this city over, we might actually be able to migrate it, get those evil points. That would be ideal. Okay, so that's their ranged attack. It's already been used up, so we don't have to worry about that coming at us anymore. So let's attack. These are both pikeman units. Neither of them can hit us there, which is great. So we'll focus all of our effort on. We do a little bit more to the farmer, so let's do that. Very nice. And we're still out of range, so we'll now do the men-at-arms a little bit. And you know what? We'll just leave it right there. Let them come at us here. There we go. Alright, so what's their mobility here like? I'm going to kind of try and kite them a little bit just to get some extra damage in. Okay, one more out. We're still in range, and neither can hit us, so let's light up the farmers a little bit more. Alright, so now what's the movement like on these ones? Go back here. Things kind of in our way, unfortunately. Do a little bit more damage, however. There we go. Alright, very nice. Now we can do big damage with our... Yeah, look at that. Assuming they don't get lucky, this will be great. Let's do some big damage here. Very nice. And we can actually pretty much get the kill. Or, well, we won't get the kill, but we'll be very close to getting the kill. So let's do this. Excellent. And then we'll put our grunt in defense mode fighting the men-at-arms. Excellent. Very nice. Okay. And now we should have the opportunity to just kill them with our ranged attack. Our spearman here has already leveled up once this battle. So is this one. But we could at least get some additional experience. There we go. Very nice. So this spearman's almost gold medal, which is quite good for us. And thanks to Victory Rush, we pretty much got all of our health back. So now we can attack the city. Ooh, does have 3 guards, though. We've got a Brew Brother, Night Watch, and an Adventurer. That's actually going to be kind of a tough call for us to win that battle. I think it's possible. It's just going to be difficult. Alright, we'll do that one after. We're going to focus on kind of what else we've got going on here. Let's jump back over here and decide how we're going to approach this area. So first things first, let's go kind of scout a little bit further north. So I'm not really seeing anything. Oh, hang on. We've got some more wetlands. Okay, there's... Oh, so this fairy's probably going to die. But we found Shnaga, so we can head up there and try and take her out. However, I would like to get rid of this little scout unit. So although it's going to cost us movement to go over there, let's deal with this. We're going to try and just recapture this unit. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw a weaken on it. There we go. This will actually give us an opportunity to do a little bit of healing here as well, which is good. So we'll do a nourishing meal. And get our shock serpent over here. Maybe not quite that close. Big beetle can move up. Alright, no worries there. And now we can go for the dominate. 80% chance. Let's try for a freeze while we're at it. No such luck. Now for the dominate. We got it. Alright, so we got that scout unit back, which is great. We can use that unit to just kind of do some more exploring for us. And then we're gonna head straight up here to try and deal with Shnaga. We're gonna try and clear out this foundry on our way up. And yeah, Shnaga, her army doesn't look very powerful at the moment. She's got, she's at level 5 herself, and then just these Grimbreed crows. Although that could be deceiving, there may be additional units that we aren't seeing at the moment. Okay. Now, with Urkan here, we are going to need to head down to do this quest. So let's go that way. We'll jump over here, go by the Ziggurat. Let's actually take a look inside. Yeah, Glutton, King Reed Serpent, and then 2 Naga Matriarchs. There is absolutely no way we would be able to clear that out with anything we currently have, so we are not going to even think about trying that. The other times I've passed by that Ziggurat, I never actually checked what was inside, so it is kind of nice to know that I wasn't crazy for just skipping it. Okay, so we've got... Let's decide about this. So we've got our Brew Brother, we've got our Night Watch, and our Adventurer. The Adventurer has Slingshot, and the Brew Brother has Throw Cleavers, which is actually a pretty powerful ability. It does quite a bit of damage. And then the Night Watch is just kind of a standard melee unit. I think that's a pretty close battle. I'm going to procrastinate that battle a little bit more and focus here on Crognash, or excuse me, on Trugruk. And it looks like there's some Shadow Demons that are pestering us, so let's take them out. Engage this battle here. Now, these are Shadow Demon Harvesters, and they're decently powerful units. They're tier 3. The thing that's nice about them is that they can actually create little spawn larvae from corpses. They can consume them. And the ability has a cooldown rather than a once per battle. They're dedicated to evil, and they have shock and blight, shock, weakness, and blight protection. So these are units I would actually love to get control of eventually. But for now, we're just going to focus on healing up. Here we go. So our Air Elemental is going to be probably useful in this battle since they have shock weakness. And our Air Elemental has shock damage there, you can see. So that's going to be nice for us. Alright, so let's just kind of get everybody involved here. The Harvesters don't have any kind of ranged attack, which is good. Alright, now can we hit them? Yes, we can, so we can at least weaken them a little bit here. What kind of melee damage do they do? Okay, so they're actually pretty strong in melee, so I have to watch out. Alright, there we go. I was just trying to inflict some stuff on them. This one got hit with an Ebeling Fever, at least, which is kind of nice. Yeah, so we'll move Trugruk up. Maybe we'll even throw a Touch of Faith on our Air Elemental, just to kind of give him a little bit more oomph here. Yeah, there we go. And then we'll put ourselves in defense mode. We'll step up here with our Mystic, do a little bit of damage, and then we'll take our Grunt, and we'll put our Grunt like this to kind of provide some protection for our Mystic. And our Frost Elemental, meanwhile, can also move around here. Alright, let's see what happens. Okay, our Grunts took the damage there really nicely. We actually got a stun there, which is going to help us out quite a bit. So let's move up here. Do some big damage. Oh, and it's frozen too. That's really unfortunate for that Shadow Demon. Okay, let's try for the kill here. Alright, we got it. Very nice. It's a shame we don't have Convert yet, because it would be great to try to convert one of these units. I don't think they have... No, these ones don't have Mind Control immunity, so... Again, it would be ideal to try and get a hold of one of these, but... We'll just move in like this. Do some damage. Jump in behind. Oh, and we took a hit there. I didn't notice that. That was kind of a... I thought this unit would just float right over, but wasn't paying close enough attention. Then we can throw on a Warcry and do some absolutely devastating damage and get the kill. Very nice. So aside from my own little stupidity there of that Blight Elemental taking some unnecessary damage, it was a relatively clean battle. Alright, so now the question, do I want to head back down here and clear this out? Or should I ignore it for now and just hope that my city doesn't get sieged. I mean, it's going to get sieged. There's almost no way around it. Again, I think we're probably powerful enough to go back and try some of these battles, so maybe we loop around and we grab this furnace and then we go back or something. Just keep getting a little bit stronger as we go. I think we'll do that. Probably not strong enough to raid the Raven's Keep. I mean, we can check it out while we go by it. Let's take a look here. We'll use True Gruck just to peer inside. Oh, yeah, definitely not. 3 Fallen Angels, 3 Wraith Kings, and Mass Curse. Definitely not. That Strong Defenders is just nasty. Alright, we've got a Flame Tank, Spy Drones, 3 of them, and a Hatchling. And of course, we have all that fire weakness in this stack. This will actually be kind of a tough battle. Of course, we could grab this, Runestone of Cold Fury, to give us a little bit more fire protection for the next battle, which would make this one a bit easier for us. It'd also give us a chance to heal our Blight Elemental a little bit more. It would kind of cost us a bit more movement, though. But let's do it. We'll play it safe. We'll play it safe. So we'll grab that and then go and attack that next turn. Okay, Srok has now been absorbed, so now it's part of our empire, which is great. So, let's take a look at Srok here. What do we already have in the city? We've got a laboratory, a storehouse, a shrine, and a builder's hall. That's all really good. Stables of Vigor. Produced living mounted units have free movement, fast healing, and high morale. So that's nice. That's thanks to having the Spring of Life in our domain, which is quite good for us. So, Siege Workshop would probably be ideal. Although that's only going to give us 10 extra production, which is still going to be short of 75, which is kind of a shame. That's where maybe raiding this quarry would be useful. So what we're going to do as well is we're probably going to take this little Goblin Half-Breed and have him be a City Guard. Again, I don't want to use this Tier 3 unit as a scout, but I may almost do it just kind of for a little bit. Alternatively, I could just produce another unit and have that unit be a scout. Okay, we'll worry about production after we've kind of finished all of our battles here. I think we still got a few left. Yeah, we're going to still do this one. So it's actually saying probable defeat, which I think they might have a point there because of the range damage here coming out from these units. It's also probably saying that because the Brew Brother is a Tier 3 unit, and these are all Tier 1 units. Yeah, maybe we need one more unit up there just to kind of make that a bit easier. So maybe what we do, how quickly can we get up there? Oh, a couple of turns. You know what? Let's try it. We're gonna do it. We might lose, but we're gonna give it a shot here. Now, I could try Lion's Courage on somebody. It's not going to give them any extra defense, but it would improve their melee damage, which would be quite nice. Now, all of our units have shields of some kind, which is kind of nice. So if I'm going to put Strong Will and I'm going to put Lion's Courage on somebody, it would probably be the Grunt. I would really like for them to come out and attack me, but that's probably not going to happen. I'm going to try and kind of loop around the side just a bit here. Okay, there we go. Now they're moving up. Excellent. Okay. So we can actually get in there and engage in melee, which probably wouldn't be the smartest thing ever. We're going to try and kind of use these obstacles to give us a little bit of cover from some of their ranged attacks here. I don't think it's worth doing damage because we're really not doing that much. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so that's actually helping us. Now we can get in on the Brew Brother, which was great. Okay, so we can move in from behind here. It's not going to be a flank attack, but we'll do a decent amount of damage here. Alternatively, we could just move in like this and throw the Javelin, which I like as a... Yeah, and now we can actually flank them. Like this. We can use Sprint even and get the kill. So we'll do that. Very nice. Okay, now our units are going to take a bit of a beating, but I think now we're in good shape. So we'll move up around like this. There we go. There comes the slingshots. Yep. Ouch. Our unit actually survived, which is ideal. So now what we'll do is we'll jump around here, throw on the war cry just for max damage. There we go. And then we will kill off the Night Watch here. And that's good. Okay. Very good. Excellent. We didn't even lose anybody. Fantastic. Okay. You know what? I think it's probably going to be worth having the halflings be unhappy with me, but we convert, or we migrate the city, and that way we get more evil points and kind of max benefit out of it. So now for our grunts, or excuse me, I just want to check and see. So for orcs, let's just double check. So they like barren, they dislike arctic and blighted, and they hate volcanic. So we're not really going to have any issue with the terrain around here. It's all just temperate, fertile plains, so that's not going to really make them upset. So I think what we'll do is we will migrate it to orcs. As annoying as that, or as mad as that's going to make the halflings, I think we're just going to do that. Migrate it over to orcs, yes. Very nice, okay. So then next turn we should be nice and evil, which will be a good thing. And then we can probably research Embrace Darkness, which will help us out quite a bit as well. Okay, so now let's think about our production in our cities here. So we're getting pretty close to having access to a palace in Hrim. We could do a public bath here. That would get us closer. That's probably a good choice for us. The stone wall is not really going to aid anything in that it's not going to give us anything else in our domain just yet if we improve the domain radius of the city by 1. So I think we'll just do public baths just to get closer to that palace. Now over to Carbanock, we're gonna make a spearman just to have a city guard here, I think, just so we have at least one unit sitting there. Lyrian, we've got 76 gold left, so let's jump actually back to Toldran here and see what we could do with that 100 or with that 76 gold. Yeah. Oh, and look at this. We've now got this Wizard Tower Ruins in our domain. That would be great to eventually clear out once we've got a really powerful stack. It's probably going to be a while till we're able to do that, but okay. Now we don't have enough gold to really build anything that we're going to need to get us where we want in this particular city in terms of getting closer to the palace. Now, let's see. Is there anything else we can do for gold at the moment? Not really. Everybody's kind of moved. Yeah, I think we will just have to kind of do merchandise for a turn, perhaps. Let's at least go see what's down here. Not seeing, let's just zoom out for a second. Yeah, I don't see any tunnels or anything like that. Just double checking. It's actually a lot easier when you zoom out to this the overview map here to be able to see tunnels. They'll show up, the shadow gates and the tunnels show up as these little up-down arrows. And so if you're ever kind of, if the terrain is making it hard to see something, like here's a good example. So if we zoom in. Now, fortunately, this one's easy enough to see, but sometimes they aren't the easiest thing in the world to see, so zooming out sometimes makes it a little easier. And I'm not seeing any in these mountains here, so I suppose we could do a little bit of just further exploration. Okay, so Lyrian. We could do the shrine. That would actually be within our gold budget, so maybe we'll do that. Toldran will just have to do merchandise for now. Srock, same story. Merchandise. And we've got this little unit being kind of a scout up here. So this is pretty much a dead end up here. However, if we can get into the water, we could do a bit more or we just maybe go up this way. Yeah, let's do that. And then we'll check out what's kind of in here, if there's more cities or anything like that that we need to investigate. Yeah, this beetle can probably just start coming back. Alright, this stack here, what do I do with them now? I have to kind of decide. Maybe we just hang out for a turn or two. And over here we're going to just hang out as well. And that's going to do it for our turn. Alright, so let's jump back up here. So it's going to be interesting to see what... I suspect we're going to get attacked here, but we'll have to see. Now, it looks like the city is on fire, which means that Shnaga took this city over. And it does have wetland there. I wonder if it was always Goblin or if Shnaga migrated it. I'm guessing because of all the wetland, it probably was Goblin to start with, but... I suspect Shnaga is going to move around here. She may try to surrender again, I don't know, but... Oh, okay. Making her stack a little bit bigger. Adding a gold medal Goblin Blight Doctor. So if we go to battle there, we'll have to watch out for the weakened. Okay, and here we go. We're under attack. So, I guess this was what happens when I don't clear out those spawning structures. Alright, so this unit can bypass my wall entirely, so we're going to just run. Unfortunately, I think phase is probably going to be an issue for us in this one. So both of them can just go right past the... Yeah, there it is. Both of these units have phase, which means that they can jump in real close to me, which I don't like. I suspect we're going to lose the city here. Oh boy. Yeah, there it is. Oh, and we got stunned. Jeez, that's a shame. I was hoping we wouldn't get stunned and we could at least do some damage, but... Yeah, not a whole lot you can do when a unit has good mobility, is able to pass the wall, and also has phase. That's just kind of a bad combo. So yeah, that... Again, that was probably a mistake on my part to not clear out that structure down here. Of course, the issue being I wasn't powerful enough to do it at the time, and I now am. So I'm going to do my loop here, and maybe we can... Actually, let's decide what we're doing here. So the halflings are not happy with me. Not surprised. We're now slightly evil, which is good. Blood Moon has started, which is actually kind of nice for us. We do extra melee attack damage, plus 3 extra physical. We've had a domain invasion here, but that was, of course, the city getting attacked. Yeah, nothing else too crazy. We'll just jump over here. So we've finished our migration. This is now an orc city. And obviously the halflings are just not very pleased with me at all. We'll worry about production after. I'd like to do my battles and whatnot first. Okay, so let's... You can see Blood Moon's giving everything kind of this red hue, which is pretty neat. We'll jump up to the foundry here. Let's see what we're up against if we... Ooh, some cannons. Flame tank. That's pretty scary. I think we'll be alright. We'll just have to be very careful. This is actually really, really nice that we now have... Or that we have Guardian Flame here on Dominus, because that's going to give us extra fire protection, and we're going to give that to our Shock Serpent, who's going to be our Vanguard force here. And again, our Blight Elemental, we have to be careful because it is susceptible to fire damage. Kind of send our Shock Serpent up. If I have to sacrifice somebody in this battle, it's probably going to be the Big Beetle, because that's my least important unit at this point. The Black Knight, although a tier 2, is very leveled up, so I don't want to sacrifice it if I don't have to. So we don't want anybody too grouped up. And of course, these cannons can be absolutely devastating, so I'm going to keep both of my heroes near the back because I really don't want them getting anything. All we have is... I was thinking about maybe casting spells with Dominus, but we don't really have anything of tremendous use there, so... Alright, so we'll send our Shock Serpent up. Send our Big Beetle up like this a bit. Black Knight can kind of move up as well. Again, Crognash and Dominus, we're just going to keep them back because we really don't want them getting into the mix at all. Actually, yeah, we're going to stay really far back. I just don't want to risk it. I suppose we could use Lion's Courage on somebody, but I just don't think it's going to be necessary in this battle. Alright. Oof, there comes that flame. Oh, 33 damage. That was pretty nasty there, you can see. Okay, so yeah, I figured the Big Beetle might have to be sacrificed. Again, not the end of the world if that's what happens, but... I think what we'll do is we'll move our... It'd be great to take out the cannon. It'd also be nice to take out the flame tank before it can do any more nasty damage. Of course, we have to remember that when the flame tank blows up, or when it dies, it's going to explode. Cannons do the most damage, I think, so it'd be great to just take them out. Let's see, can we get a charge in? Yes, we can. You know, maybe not the worst thing to throw Lion's Courage on here, just to get the kill on this cannon. And that would then allow my Shock Serpent to come over and help out with the flame tank. Yeah, let's do that. We'll throw Lion's Courage on our Big Beetle, who is going to die. And this at least gives us a good chance of getting the kill, and it worked very nice. Okay, our Shock Serpent's going to come over here, attack the flame tank. And then we can move in and get the kill with our Black Knight, no problem. Very nice. Okay, that's a lot of the fire damage mitigated, and we don't have to worry nearly as much now. So now we can move in with our Blight Elemental, get the kill. Very nice. And there's only one cannon left, so I'm a lot more comfortable sending my units a little bit further up. Although we'll stagger them a bit so they're not grouped up the same way. Oof. I guess my Big Beetle is actually probably going to survive this battle, so that's quite nice. So what we'll do is we'll move our Blight Elemental over, throw a Weakened on, and then let's try for a Dominate here. We got it. Very, very nice. Okay, so our Big Beetle actually has a really good chance of surviving this battle now at this point. Again, it would be great to get rid of that cannon, however, because the cannon is posing quite the risk for us at the moment. So... why don't we move in with our Big Beetle and just demolish. And then we can move in and kill off the engineers, no problem. Like this. Excellent. And we got ourselves a little engineer unit who we could potentially use as another scout. Now, we did take a lot of damage, but I think it was worth it. Okay, we got Elixir of Ghostly Being, mythical jewel item, plus 40% physical protection. That is extremely good. And a Big Beetle egg. That's nice. That's some extra gold. I will take all of that. Now, the question is, who do I give this to? Dominus, I believe, already has 20% physical protection. He does, so let's actually give it to him. Now he has 60% physical protection, which is unbelievable. Now, the egg we'll give to Crognash, I guess. Because Dominus already has the Frost Wyvern egg, which is going to hatch in the next 4 turns. That's quite nice. And then we can move up here. Move up with our main stack here. Let's do just a tiny bit more scouting with our little fairy here and see what we're up against. So we've got a Necromancer hero, Blight Doctor, and Grimbeak Crows, and then we've got Shnaga, Blight Doctor, and Grimbeak Crows. So nothing too scary here. So we'll continue to press. But what I will do is I'll move my fairy back just so it doesn't get killed off. And that's going to do it for their turn. Now this little scout, we want to do a little bit more down here and just see what else we've got going on. It's nothing too crazy in the south part of this city here. We have raised militia ready to go even when I cast that spell, so we could get some extra militia on one of our cities if necessary. Might be nice to even put it on this city, this outpost, just so we get another unit in this stack and we could maybe do something with them. Although, do we have any cities that currently aren't guarded? Yeah, this city, I don't think we can cast it. Oh, we can if it's being absorbed. Okay. It's not the worst plan ever. Although we've got units in the area, so I'm not as concerned about that. This little guy, I think, is just going to be the guard, so we'll do that. We'll send this unit up north. Again, we're going to just kind of group up with this stack eventually, but we'll do a little loopy-loop around here just to see what else we can find. And so now, yeah, we just have to decide where do we want an extra unit. And again, this is kind of the fighting edge, so I'm going to do it here. Now we've got ourselves an extra unit in this little stack, which is, I think, going to benefit us quite a bit. Yeah, no other spells at the moment do I really need to worry about casting. Okay, and yeah, being slightly evil is excellent, as we are now that much closer to being good friends with the dwelling here. Okay. So yeah, once we have them as our vassal, they're going to want us to be evil, so... Alright, let's grab the extra movement here and use whatever we can out of that. Get back over here. Very nice. Alright, Carbanock. The only issue is I think once they become our vassal, we're going to get some extra good points, which we're going to have to mitigate. So hopefully we can find another city to declare war on. All right, let's do our production, and let's start with Toldran, because Toldran is our kind of biggest city at the moment. And let's do a hospital. Or great. Yeah, let's do a hospital. I think that would be a good choice. Carbanock here, we can do an observatory would be actually quite nice. A little bit more. We get this gold mine in our city's domain as well. So let's do that. Lilac up here. We're just going to do merchandise for now. Same goes for Shrock, because we don't really have the money. So, yeah, we'll just... You know what? We can even use this little guy as a bit of a scout for now. Just kind of see what else is around here. Ooh, okay, there's a... haste berries, we can use that later. Okay, now let's grab this Runestone of Cold Fury, and then we'll move back up this way. And now we've at least got a little bit more fire protection, which is going to make this battle slightly easier. Still a challenging battle, but I think we'll have a much better chance of it not being a disaster. Again, the thing I'm the most afraid of at the moment is these spy drones exploding on me. And of course that flame tank just doing ungodly amounts of fire damage. So, let's go down here with Trugruck. Use Bestow Iron Heart. And then I think we're just going to have to move in and just start killing them off. Fortunately, again, we're going to take quite a bit of damage when this happens. But... yeah, see, there we go. Taking that extra damage, not very fun. Again, very thankful for the extra fire resistance that we're getting. Do just a little bit of damage to soften him up there. And we'll move our air elemental over in case we need some assistance. Perhaps over here. Okay, I suspect one of these two is maybe going to die. I hope not. Oh, that was not fun. Ouch. Oh, okay, we got to get our Blight Elemental out of there right now. And of course, if we try to run, we're just going to take an attack of opportunity. So what we're going to have to do, and if we kill, excuse me, if we kill one of these spy drones, same thing's going to happen. So we're going to have to do this very delicately. So we definitely have to turn this spy drone around. The only problem is, this unit is so powerful that we're actually going to kill it, which isn't good. So first things first, let's go like this. We can turn this drone around. Okay, that's one thing dealt with. Now it's the other. So both of these are going to do so much damage that it's just going to die. Now if we go like this, I don't know if that's turning it enough. If we hit it with... Oh, and it can't be affected. Dang it. That was a mistake on my part. Dang it. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to save this poor Blight Elemental. Again, this battle was probably not the best idea, even with the upgrades that I have. However, maybe we can... Can we do a... What if we do Slayer's Doubt? Can't be affected. I was just thinking, would it turn it? We don't have Smite or anything like that. That's going to be of use for us. Because, yeah, if we try to run, we're just going to take the damage from it, which is going to kill us. Let's see. Is there a chance that we won't get the kill? If we just do 11 and 12, if we get low rolls, we might not get the kill. That would be our only hope that we won't. I guess we'll try it. Again, 13, 14. Oh, we are going to kill it. Because of the flank, yeah. Dang it. Alright, well, this poor Blight Elemental is going to have to die, so I guess we'll do something here. Maybe we can weaken the Flame Tank or attack the hatchlings. Oh, it sucks losing that Blight Elemental. That was me kind of being overconfident. Yeah, we'll throw Weakened on the Flame Tank, and then we'll RIP our Blight Elemental. Such a shame, but... And of course, if we send in our Air Elemental, who is 40% fire weakness at the moment, the Flame Tank's just going to be able to annihilate the Air Elemental. But I don't want this Spy Drone sitting there like that, so... Yeah, and of course I didn't even think that Spirit Ray wouldn't affect it, so my mistake. The Frost Elemental might die here, actually. I didn't even notice how weak the Frost Elemental was. Yeah, I made some big mistakes this battle. Thankfully that didn't come back to haunt us, but definitely could have. Okay, now we're going to have to be very careful once again in this battle, because this Flame Tank, when it dies, is going to explode. I think the Frost Elemental has enough health that it will survive. The Air Elemental, on the other hand, probably not. So let's turn this Flame Tank around. Oh, and it's frozen. That's great. Okay, so now our Air Elemental we can just phase in behind these little draconian hatchlings, and they're now dead. That's excellent. Okay, so now, since it's frozen, I suppose we could actually run away. Yeah, let's do that. We won't kill it off. We'll wait. And just on the off chance, we're going to go and use Touch by Faith here. Okay. Perfect. So now we'll back off. Yeah, we'll back our units off. And then I think we can get the kill with our... Yes, we can. Okay, very nice. So we'll do that. Excellent. And nobody got hurt. So really unfortunate that we lost that Blight Elemental. Again, me being a little overconfident. But we did clear this out. And now we're going to have to get back over there and retake the city. Boy, these strong defenders, it really makes it a challenge. Alright, we're going to tell that unit to chill out. Again, this stack, I'm still not 100% sure what to do with them. We're not really strong enough to go adventuring with this little group, so I think I'm going to have to just kind of tell them to hang out for now. And, yeah, this unit we're already telling them to hang out. Again, I suppose I could split them up and all kind of send scouts in different directions, but we've got some decent experience on these units, and I don't really want them dying, so I think we're just going to do that. And I think this is a good place to end the episode then, right at the end of our turn. So really the biggest issue in this episode was just losing that Blight Elemental. That was definitely a bit of a blunder on my part, but aside from that, I think things went quite well. We now know exactly where Shnaga herself is, and we're continuing to make progress, and we're hopefully going to get the Archon Revenants as our vassal very soon as well. So we'll save this one here. We'll call this one episode 8. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.